Good day, Lorelei. How are you
Hello,
today?
Oliver. I'm doing well, thank you.
How do you see the situation for LPs?
Well, Oliver, if I think of the largest segments, such as pensions and endowments, I would say it's quite the balancing act for them these days. For the most part, LPs are increasing their allocations to private capital, and we see this everywhere with the increase in the relative size in the private markets to public markets. And also, they're trying to strive to meet these expected returns. But you've got executive directors, senior investment officers that are accountable both to oftentimes a large group of the beneficiaries whom they serve, but also the policymakers and oversight bodies that are going to scrutinize investment decisions. And, we're in a typically higher cost implementation asset class, so it's a difficult and complex subject matter that LPs have to be able to clearly and concisely communicate about with others outside of our field.
And how does the regulatory environment play into this, not only in the US, but also outside? I mean, you've been an expert not only for the US, but also on a global level. So is it going to change? What's the status at the moment?
Well, I think that you're probably aware the recent publication by the SEC of a risk alert, which details a number of areas of concern that they've observed in some of the examinations. This is concerning for LPs as fiduciaries and investors in the market, but also it can be frustrating for those of us who invest and believe in this market and know that the returns are justified. But this sort of thing tends to fuel the political conversation around this asset class. And what happens oftentimes inside the US filters out into other markets as well. So I would say right now, you watch closely what's happening in the US. It tends to ebb and flow as the economic concerns fluctuate, such as in the recent pandemic. But in general, I would like to see our industry enjoy some more positive headlines for the value that we create and the positive representations in our businesses, operations, and practices.
What do you think needs to change?
Without a doubt, we need to shift this conversation. What happens today is that very critical sounding sound bites tend to rule the day, right? Especially in social media and quick headlines. And so the answers and the explanations in our business, it's never a quick sound bite. It's because of the complexity, because of the intricate differences in different strategies and from one investment to the next. So what I want to empower the LPs to answer with certainty and ease that only comes with assurance of the data that is relied upon for those answers, which means we need data standards, we need auditable process controls, and we need assurance around that data. I clearly see qashqade as part of that picture, bringing the innate kinds of controls of auditable software to the waterfall calculation, which ultimately gives the end users greater assurance.
Thank you.